Hi, Dina. It's a pleasure to have you here today on the Simplifying Entrepreneurship Podcast.
Oh, thank you for inviting me, Pete. I'm so excited to be here.
Yeah, and it was great fun and a pleasure to be on your podcast recently as well. And super, we had some great conversations like, hey, let's come back on my podcast. We'll talk about the things that are near and dear to you and all around the idea of the heart of your business. And before we hopped on the podcast here, we talked a little bit about, heart models, and I have some heart models and you have some heart models, and really interested to find out today a little bit about what do you mean by the heart of your business, Dina?
What I mean by the heart of your business are three things that I
Mhm.
have learned during my own finding my own way of creating my own system of what's really important in creating a business. And for me, that is mindset. Mindset
Mhm.
for me is 90% of your business success is mindset. And then once the mindset is one part, the next part is your soul purpose niche. That is who you're working with, who's your who, what do you do for them, what is the problem that you solve, of course, and what is the result, and what is your solution, your step-by-step solution, because that becomes then also your offer. And once you have that overall offer and your niche on what you are all about, and you've got a mindset to support you, now you've got the heart of your business. And from there, you can design your business model, you can design your marketing strategy, your copy, your website, your launches, everything, because everything revolves around that. And something that's just very important about discovering and confirming your niche that many coaches miss, entrepreneurs miss, is to do market research, to
Yeah.
actually verify in the market that you have a winner.
Yeah. I
And
mean, one of the big things
that
is
those
testing it, right?
conversations are gold. Yes, you got to test it. You got to test it. And furthermore, what's really gold about that is in your conversations with your potential, what I call soul clients, how they say it is gold, because you can use that in your website copy, in your marketing copy. You get in that way, you get into the conversation that your client already has in their head. You get to
Yeah.
understand them really.
I like that idea of soul purpose and the whole idea wrapping around the word soul. Why don't you dig a little bit deeper into why you picked that for sort of your terminology around the stuff we're discussing here today?
If you look at what life purpose means, that's sort of Deepak Chopra's. I like his definition to say that it's the sort of intersection between your skills, your talents, and your passions in service of others. Now, we have many skills and we have many passions and we have many talents. So there are lots
Yeah,
of intersections there if you think about it. Now, for me, where your
sure.
soul comes in is it becomes more personal. It becomes more narrowed down, and it's often a whole coming together of your wisdom, your secret source, other skills that you have learned that you apply now together with how you want to serve the world. And so often as well, it's something that we have overcome, that is speaks to our soul, it speaks to our heart. Really, we are very passionate about. It's very personal. For me, the soul
Yeah.
purpose is very personal.
So how do we
It's
take
like is our message.
Yeah. So how do we take our soul and craft that in a way that's going to be beneficial to others? Like when we're talking about, obviously understanding ourselves is a really important piece here, but how are we using that in order to help others and translate that into what we're doing for our clients, either through our products or our services? And how do you suggest laying that sort of framework out?
Well, it's really to start with what is the problem that you like to solve? Because that
Yeah.
is where your purpose comes from. What is the problem that you love to solve, that you're good
Hmm.
at, that you want to become a specialist in?
Right.
And then who do you want to solve that problem for? And where are they on their journey when they need your help to solve this problem for them? And of course, how you do that and what is the result? How will their life change? But you start with what is the problem that you love to
Yeah,
solve,
no.
that you're good
I
at?
I mean, I love that framework too. And from that perspective, in a lot of the coaching I do, we talk about creating one-liners and creating different things like that along part of this pathway. And that's that three step. We use the same sort of three step. It's like, what's the problem? What's the solution that we're offering? And what does their life look like afterwards? Showing them a better future. And when you can lay that out in terminology and frameworks and language that makes sense to your client, uh, wow, then it really becomes powerful, doesn't it, Dina?
Absolutely, absolutely. And the other thing, the other piece just there is that it must align with what your client wants.
Well, for sure.
And I
Yeah.
think that is also a piece that many people miss, is that they think they know what their client wants, and they go
Yeah.
ahead
And
and
that's,
create the most beautiful things. I know, I've done it. Most beautiful
yeah.
programs and stuff, and then the client says, no, I don't want to pay for that.
Yeah. I know we talked about that on your podcast too, and the
Yes.
idea that so many people, spend so much time before they get out and test, before they get out and try, and put it out to the public. And the idea that perfection is not what we're after here. You just need to get it out in the public, and then you can perfect it afterwards. And we're always perfecting. There never is a perfect product. There never is a perfect service. We're always trying to make it that little bit better along the way. But if you just don't take the action to actually put it out there, then it's never going to happen for you. And as we all know, most businesses fail because of cash flow. And if you don't have cash flow, if you don't actually have people paying for that product, writing the check for it, then there's not much there.
Yeah, you got
Tell
to
us
have
a little
something
bit
to
about.
sell.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And you need to test it, right? That's one of the big
You need
learnings
to
here is
test it.
just get it in the public, right?
No, I just wanted to say about the testing is what's really great about that is that you might need to tweak something. You might
Yeah.
need to tweak the people that you're working with, that you thought had the problem, but maybe it's just a little bit different from that. Or if people have the problem but they are not willing to pay for it, then you have to change the problem that you are that you are
Yeah.
solving. Um,
Or the process,
the
right?
roadmap, it's a process. It's totally a process.
Mhm.
I created, in my previous life, I was in IT many years.
Mhm. Yeah.
And so I designed big systems. So I have an affinity. I always say I can see a course a mile away. And
Mhm.
to design them and the tech to put them up on a platform, etc., etc. And I have combined that with my journey on building my business. So what I've done is I work with clients one-on-one, and slowly but surely I
Mhm.
build trainings for them to help them to discover their niche in the end, to do their branding, to build their lead magnet, to do their marketing, to do their launches, etc., etc. And
Right.
in the end, I've put that together as a system and a roadmap, so people know exactly where they come in, and step by step by step by step, they don't have to worry about what do I do next? What is the next thing? Because that's a big thing for coaches creating their business, is they easily get overwhelmed about there's just so much and there's just so many gurus out there, and this is what do I choose? And for me, that's important. I would like to create that safety for a coach to build their business, and I see it as an incubator uh, to work with me for 12 months to get your business off the ground. But in that time, you Go through every step to build your online business, every offer that you want to make, launch it, test it, market it, troubleshoot it, and then build the next one. So in that time, you build at least 2 to 3 programs and launch them and test them so that you can get into awesomeness, as Jeff Walker calls it, the circle of awesome. I like people to have like an engine that they can build, a rhythm in their business, that they know what programs they are launching, how are they planning, what are they doing, and relax. And, it happens. It's automated. It's systemized. So that people can really, get the stuff in place and go and create more beautiful transformation for their clients.
Yeah, I love that. I think that's great. And I mean, a lot of the listeners to our shows aren't coaches, but you can use this same sort of framework within your business, no matter what your business is, right? From that perspective, it's this idea of setting it up with a framework that's going to make sense, going through the test, going through the launch, going through the right process, going through the right products, finding the right people. And when I say people, I mean not only the people to work within your business as your team, but also the right people to align with in order to offer your product, and the right people to do business with, like you've been talking about. And, so a lot of the things that we've had conversation around here today really flows, whether you're a coach, the people that you work with, or for any business. It just makes sense to have that sort of framework and to be ever improving upon it. So really have enjoyed my time together here, and our time together here, Dina. Pleasure to speak with you. And I want to let everybody have an opportunity here to, how do they get a hold of you? Can you give us a little bit of information on where they could reach out to you if they want to find a little bit more about your roadmap, your coaching programs, or even about you?
Well, they can, of course, find me on all the social media channels. And on my website is dinamarais.com. Simple as that. And yeah, if they would like to know more about building a coaching business, creating courses, share your skills with others, then I have a guide for them, a high ticket coaching business guide that they can find at bit.ly/HTB, like high ticket business guide.
Awesome. And we'll put it in the show notes for you as well, Dina, and for anybody else.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Well, thanks again for being a part of the Simplifying Entrepreneurship podcast today. It's been a pleasure having our conversation.
Thank you, Pete. I really enjoyed it.
Okay. Bye for now.